The Catholic world mourns. Pope Francis, the 266th leader of the Catholic Church, passed away on April 21st, 2025. He was 88 years old. The Pope died peacefully at his residence in Vatican City, Casa Santa Marta. His passing came after a period of declining health. The news brought a somber tone to the joyous occasion of Easter Monday. Pope Francis had dedicated his life to serving God and his Church. He will be remembered for his warmth, compassion, and commitment to the poor and marginalized. The news of the Pope's death was officially announced by Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Camerlengo of the Holy Roman Church. This role, steeped in tradition, is one of immense responsibility, especially during such a pivotal moment in the Church's history. As the Camerlengo, Cardinal Farrell's duty was to oversee the transition period following the Pope's passing, ensuring that the Church's operations continued smoothly and with dignity. His voice, heavy with emotion, resonated throughout the Vatican and across the globe. The weight of his words was felt by millions of Catholics who looked to the Vatican for guidance and solace during this time of grief. The announcement was not just a formality, it was a moment that marked the end of an era and the beginning of a period of reflection and mourning. "I must with sorrow inform you that Pope Francis passed away," Cardinal Farrell announced. His voice cracked slightly as he delivered the news, a testament to the deep personal loss felt by those who had worked closely with the Pope. The room fell silent, the gravity of the moment sinking in as the reality of the Pope's passing began to take hold. May his soul and the souls of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. These words, a traditional Catholic prayer, offered a sense of comfort and continuity. They reminded the faithful that even in death, the Pope remained a part of the Church's spiritual community, his legacy enduring through the prayers and actions of those he had led. The announcement marked the beginning of a period of mourning for the Catholic Church. Across the world, churches held special services, and the faithful gathered to pray and remember the Pope's contributions to the Church and the world. The sense of loss was palpable, but so too was the sense of unity and shared purpose among Catholics everywhere. It also set in motion the centuries-old traditions surrounding the death of a pope and the selection of his successor. The College of Cardinals would soon convene in a conclave, a solemn and secretive process to elect the next leader of the Catholic Church. This period of transition, though marked by sorrow, was also a time of hope and renewal as the Church looked to the future while honoring its past. The Vatican quickly announced the initial plans for the Pope's funeral. This announcement came as no surprise, given the meticulous nature of Vatican protocols. The world watched with bated breath as the details were unveiled, each step carefully planned to honor the late Pope's legacy. His body will lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica. This grand and historic basilica, a symbol of the Catholic faith, will serve as the final resting place for the Pope's body before the funeral. The basilica's majestic interior, with its towering columns and intricate artwork, will provide a solemn and fitting backdrop for this period of mourning. This will allow millions of faithful from around the world to pay their respects. Pilgrims will travel from distant lands, braving long journeys to stand in silent reverence. The atmosphere will be one of deep reflection and collective grief, as people from all walks of life come together to honor the Pope's memory. The College of Cardinals, the governing body of the Church, will gather for a general congregation. This assembly is crucial, as it marks the beginning of the Church's transition period. The cardinals, dressed in their traditional red robes, will engage in discussions and prayers, seeking divine guidance for the decisions ahead. They will set the date for the funeral and begin preparations for the conclave. The conclave is a time-honored tradition, steeped in secrecy and solemnity. The cardinals will deliberate in the Sistine Chapel under the watchful eyes of Michelangelo's frescoes, as they seek to elect a new leader for the Catholic Church. The conclave is the process by which the cardinals will elect a new pope. This sacred ritual, shrouded in centuries-old traditions, will be closely followed by millions around the globe. The world will wait in anticipation for the white smoke to rise from the Sistine Chapel, signaling the election of a new pope. The world will watch as the Catholic Church navigates this period of transition. News outlets will provide continuous coverage, capturing the emotions and reactions of people worldwide. This moment of change will be a focal point for discussions on faith, leadership, and the future direction of the Church. It is a time for reflection on the legacy of Pope Francis and prayerful anticipation for the future. As the faithful gather for candlelight vigils and memorial services, they will remember the Pope's contributions to the Church and the world. This period of mourning will also be a time of hope as the Church prepares to welcome a new era of leadership. The death of a pope triggers a series of ancient rituals. These rituals are steeped in history and tradition, reflecting the deep reverence and solemnity with which the Catholic Church approaches the passing of its spiritual leader. The Vatican, a place of immense historical significance, becomes the center of these time-honored practices. These traditions have been observed for centuries. Each ritual carries profound meaning and is performed with meticulous care. The ceremonies are not just about mourning, but also about ensuring a smooth transition of papal authority. They serve as a bridge between the end of one papacy and the beginning of another. One such ritual is the rite of certification. This ancient practice is crucial in formally acknowledging the Pope's death. It is a moment of great solemnity and is carried out with the utmost respect and precision. The rite of certification involves a formal declaration of the Pope's death. This declaration is made by high-ranking Vatican officials and is a necessary step in the process of transitioning to a new papacy. It ensures that there is no ambiguity about the Pope's passing. This is overseen by the Camerlengo, Cardinal Farrell, in the presence of other Vatican officials. The Camerlengo plays a pivotal role during this period, acting as the administrator of the Holy See until a new pope is elected. Following the certification, the Pope's fisherman's ring, a symbol of his papal authority, is broken. This act symbolizes the end of the deceased Pope's authority and the beginning of the interregnum, the period between two papacies. The papal apartments are then sealed. This is done to preserve the sanctity and security of the Pope's private quarters. It also signifies that the office of the Pope is vacant and awaits its new occupant. This remains in effect until a new Pope is elected and takes possession. The sealing of the apartments is a powerful symbol of the transition period, marking the end of one era and the beginning of another. The sealing signifies the end of one pontificate and the anticipation of the next. It is a time of reflection, mourning, and preparation for the future. The ancient rituals of transition ensure that the legacy of the Pope is honored and that the Church is ready to welcome its new leader. Section 5. A life marked by resilience. Pope Francis's final months were marked by health challenges. He battled pneumonia, which led to a hospitalization in March. Doctors advised rest. They also recommended that he avoid large crowds. Despite his frail health, Pope Francis remained determined to fulfill his duties. He made a poignant appearance at Easter Mass in St. Peter's Square. Even in a wheelchair, his spirit remained strong. He blessed the faithful gathered to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. It was a testament to his unwavering faith and commitment to his flock. Section 6. The People's Pontiff. Pope Francis will be remembered as a champion of the poor and marginalized. He was a vocal advocate for social justice. He called for a more compassionate and merciful world. He challenged the Church to go to the peripheries. He wanted to reach out to those who felt forgotten or excluded. His humility and empathy resonated with people of all faiths. He showed the world a different face of the Catholic Church. He emphasized love, compassion, and understanding. Section 7, A Shepherd to the Forgotten. Pope Francis dedicated his papacy to serving those in need. He visited prisons and refugee camps. He washed the feet of prisoners, a powerful symbol of his humility and service. He spoke out against war, poverty, and injustice. He reminded the world that every life is precious. His actions spoke louder than words. He inspired millions to see the face of Christ in the suffering. He urged people to build a more just and compassionate world. Section 8, A Universal Message of Love. Pope Francis's message transcended religious boundaries. He emphasized the importance of dialogue and understanding between different faiths. He met with leaders of other religions. He promoted peace and cooperation. He believed that we are all children of God. He taught that we must treat each other with love and respect. His message of unity and compassion resonated far beyond the walls of the Vatican. Section 9. A Legacy Etched in Faith. Pope Francis leaves behind a legacy of love, service, and hope. He challenged the world to live by the gospel message. He urged us to embrace mercy, compassion, and justice. His papacy marked a significant chapter in the history of the Catholic Church. As we mourn his passing, we also celebrate his life and his unwavering faith. May his soul rest in peace.